applause. This is Phil Beer. I forget who I am. Welcome to Abbotsbury number, lost count. Anyway, we're going to play a little duo set and then we have our guests and we shall be back as the Show of Hands World Domination Power Folk Trio later on in the evening. How are you doing, by the way? I'm not going to sing tall shits. Those of you who are aware and been to lots of Abbotsburys will know the effect that the Wrecker's Prayer has on the local climate. So it will be our encore if we get one. However, something with some local flavour for you. Local flavour, Phil? Local flavour! Here we go. Midwinter 10 years ago, out to the west a storm began to blow, and the word went round to those in the know. The Napoli is gonna run aground. She's listing a week out of the docks, 100 containers headed for the rocks. Gather round, lads, now, quick out of your blocks. Everyone is sitting bound. Everyone's brands come bound. You got gangs from the north, lads off the moor, wreckers on the cliff, get down to the shore. Scratch Joe, probably what's underneath. A looter and a pirate and a thief. You're it. A looter and a pirate and a thief. Come on, a bit louder. A looter and a pirate and a thief. All these boxes washed off the deck, right through the hands of the receiver of the wreck. You know, we ought to fill a form in, but no one's gonna check, 'cause there ain't no coppers on the shore. You know, there ain't no coppers on the shore. But you've got gangs from the north, lads off the moor, wreckers on the cliff, get down to the shore. Scratch Joe, probably what's underneath. A looter and a pirate and a thief. Come on. A looter and a pirate and a thief. 4 and 20 ponies trotting through the dark. Brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, lace for a lady and letters for a spy. Watch the woman, darling, while the gentlemen go by. Those are the words of Rudyard Kipling. On the cliff, get down to the shore. Scratch Joe, public, what's underneath. A looter and a pirate and a thief. I've seen flotsam, jetsam, call it what you like. I got a big oak barrel and a German motorbike, from Line Bay to eBay. Come on, you know the score. That was the most unspontaneous round of applause to show your appreciation for a fine bit of poetry I've ever heard. Let's go. From Line Bay to eBay, tell me where's the sin? Everyone's a wrecker neath the skin. You got gangs from lads off the moor, lads off the moor, wreckers on the cliff, get down to the shore. Scratch Joe, public, what's underneath. A looter and a pirate and a thief. A looter and a pirate and a thief. Last time. A looter and a pirate and a thief. That's the story of the Napoli. So we thought we wouldn't play anything in this first set that we used to play before Miranda was born. So a lot of this stuff goes back to the early days of the Bull Hotel in Bridport there, where we made our live album in '92. Including this song that Phil very much made his own. I'm referring, of course, to Wagner's Ring Cycle in its entirety. a cobbled street on that one.
Absolutely, no.
Okay, anyway, where were we? This is, there may even be a moderate round of applause when I say this is called The Blind Fiddler.
Shop in the year of 46. I was working on a revolver and it was out of fix. I am so sad and lonely and I'm condemned to roam, 'cause I am a blind fiddler, I'm a great long way from home. Dr. Lane, he operated on my eyes, but nothing could he gain. I am so sad and lonely, and I'm condemned to roam, 'cause I am a blind fiddler, I'm a great long way from home. And 3 little kids, and they depend on me. They're sharing all my sorrows, wherever they may be. And I hope that they'll be careful through this life they roam, 'cause I am a blind fiddler, and I cannot help it. In the year of 46, working on a revolver, I was out of fix. I am so sad and lonely, and I'm condemned to roam, 'cause I am a blind fiddler, I'm a great long way from home.
Now, over the years, we have toured with enough Americans and Canadians to know that their place names are eminently singable and lyrical. You know, if I was to talk about, you know, like that night in Detroit, I remember the days we spent in New York City, you know, if it's like that night in Bridport, remember those nights in Weymouth? It just doesn't do it in the same way, does it? So over the years, we've tried to get English place names into songs. Penge is a difficult one, isn't it? Hazelbury Plucknet. I've got a rhyme for that. But anyway. But of all the romantic and lyrical and sort of like the places, those towns that leave a lasting impression on you, there is none to match Yeovil. Now when I talk about the audience size at the gig that's mentioned in this song, at least 6 of them are here today. It was 10 years ago, we did a show in a bar in Yeovil town. But no one came, we were packing in the rain. We got hungry and went to look around. It was late and dark, we stopped and we parked by a chippy in a one-way street. We hadn't ordered before, in through the door came a nightmare, swaying on his feet. He was about my size, red round the eyes, smelling of glue and beer. A dotted line on his throat, cut here, said the note. I thought I'd rather not be here. Then he came into my space, a foot from my face. I took my right hand slowly from my coat, but he wasn't that slow. Are you gonna have a go? Are you a man or a fucking mouse? And that's a quote. A black night in Yeovil town. A black night in Yeovil town. Well, the scars on his head went well with the web of a Spider-Man tattoo on his ear. My heart over time pumped a heady red wine of anger, adrenaline and fear. And then in from the rain, a heavy metal couple came, because Dave Lee Roth had been playing in Shepton Mallet Pavilions, and these guys came in, guy and his girlfriend, and they actually came up about 5 years ago. You know that heavy metal couple that came into that chip shop when that nutter was there? That was us. And you bastards just left us to it. Anyway, that's in from the rain, a heavy metal couple came, and the frozen moment passed. Our order arrived, I pushed him aside and we were outside. And we were looking in the glass, with our food in our laps, staring at the map, trying to find the way out of town. Just then round the bend came our newfound friend, and Phil said, let's run the bastard down. Black night in Yeovil town. Try that. A black night in Yeovil town. So we started up the car, and he wasn't too far away, staggering in the middle of the road. I saw fright in the white headlights. Dear God, we only just slowed. Then he put his hands out and he gave the car a clout, and seeing it was us inside, threw his chips on the floor, staggered round to my door. The second that the engine died, a black night in Yeovil town. I was struggling with the lock, he was picking up a rock, and finally the motor fired. We sped into the night, we hadn't touched a bite, but that day we nearly retired. And the moral of this song won't take long, you might want to write it down. Don't tempt fate, never eat late, keep away from Yeovil town. Keep away from Yeovil town. might wanna write it down. Don't tempt fate, never eat late. Keep away from Shaftesbury, especially charred. Axminster's quite pleasant, has its moments. Blandford Forum, I mean, for Christ's sake, forget it. A black night in your old town. We had to run.
Only the other night, Steve, I went to the charred curry house.
Did you?
Yes.
Was there a fire there or something?
Yes, precisely. Everything's a bit burnt.
Phil doesn't come up with many one-liners, and there you go. What we're going to do? I know what we'll do. The big turning point for us in the early 90s, from being a local pub duo to being a national pub duo, was a tour with Ralph McTell. So this is one of Ralph's classic songs of Irish emigration. I only found out last year that both my grandmothers left Northern Ireland as young girls, and they never returned. I always thought my grand on my father's side was Scottish, and it turned out she was born in Dungannon. So this song sort of, you play these songs over the years, and then bits and pieces of personal history give them a new lease of life. So this is a fine folk song from that part of the world called Mary from Dunlow, and a song of Ralph's called The Setting. I'll never forget the walk to the station, me with your suitcase, being brotherly and strong, and trying to make light of the whole situation. In light conversation, we moved through the throng. And you with your bright eyes and best dress for traveling, me in my work clothes, unshaven and plain. I fully intended to put in a half day, but my good intentions went with you on the train. And I never looked back as the train left the station, crossed over the roadway and into the park. And there in a bar, an old man was singing, and I sat there drinking till it grew dark. So dark. So farewell, sweet Donegal, the roses and we roar, and crossing the main ocean, where plunging billows roar, breaks my heart for us to part, where spent many happy days, far away from friends and relations. I'm bound for America. and I heard the birds sing.
I go
In of the day, but
when I
there
grow.
was no
I'm
help
buried
from the city forthcoming, nor sympathy, no
sweet
you're
jungle.
going away. In some ways, this is a very sad statement. In other ways, it's almost celebratory. The wonderful man that made all these instruments died recently, David Oddie. And over the years, we've been telling so many stories of David and his wonderful one-liners. And over the years, every night we've played, we've had one of his instruments at our feet. And so, in a lot of ways, he's still out there in the sounds of these extraordinary things that we pick up and strum. His son over there, Nick, has taken on the business. So go and check out the instruments over there. I think the family need a whole round of applause from all of you for everything. And the bar. And I think as long as we carry on playing these, sort of David's here with us. So, as I say, in many ways it's a sad statement, but in many ways it's a celebration. So go and check out the instruments. Also, during the interval, during the tea break, we'll be signing some of the No Secrets book. And there are people selling raffle, our good friends who did the raffle at the Albert Hall, for David's chosen charity, which is Exeter Rotary Club, who dispense all sorts of wonderful funds to people who need it at various times in their lives. So go and check out the raffle sellers, go and check out Nick's wonderful instruments. And let's do Long Dog. We're going to do another, as soon as I moved to Dorset, having failed to be a rock and roll star in the mid-80s, never expected that rock and roll stardom would arrive so late. I started writing songs about some of the disreputable locals I met in the local pub called The Fox. And I wrote a song called Long Dog. I dedicate this to all the Long Dogs out there, a group of friends that spread the word about our music for years and years and years. So we'll finish with this one, our first set, and then be a very short changeover, and Phil will introduce Alice. And the laws of science dictate that as metal heats, it contracts and needs tuning, very much like us. So there may be some tuning issues as the sunlight hits the instruments. It's certainly better than the rain. So this is the sound of an Oddie cello mandolin. That's where my long dog found. Got a four-wheel pickup and a shotgun. I never bought a meal in my life. I go shopping with a lamp and a knife. I got a long dog, I am a poacher. Sorry, that's your bit. When you hear the word long dog, you have to bellow, I am a poacher. Now, normally this bit in the sun is really, really busy, but obviously people are a bit hot down there. So the non-seated, lying down, chilled out, slightly stoned area at the front of the stage, plenty of room. No excuse for not singing. Got a long dog, I am. Yeah. I'm working in the fields one night on another man's land. Those boys in blue watch me leave. The sign for the rabbits in hand. Early next day they followed me down to a shop in the middle of the square. So the brace of pheasants are rabbit in the hair. I got a long dog, I am a poacher. In the woods of the town, JP, at the county court, they didn't agree. We have a long dog, we got a poacher. There's a film here on the fiddle, come on.
sugar on you, Jason. You know, there's very few bits of them you can't consume.
Thank you so much. Short intermission, and we'll get on with the first of our guests. Thank you. See you in a bit.